Welcome to the podcast. I'm Max.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Mae, and we were had.
Can you believe it?
There are twists and there are turns.
Defleshed is a standard death.
Oh, that's fun.
We were had.
We were.
All right, today on the podcast, we are talking about Terri Hoffman and the cult of conscious development.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
All right, cool. So Terri Hoffman was this broad. She was born in March of 1938 into poverty, and she actually was fairly soon after her childhood sent to a Lutheran orphanage at age 9. And it was there that she said that she was visited by spirits that told her that she was like a godly being and that she's clairvoyant and all of these things.
Mm-hmm. So she's a plucky orphan with a wild imagination.
Yep.
That's a beautiful musical waiting to
Right.
happen. Can't wait to see where this goes.
Right. So in the 1950s, Hoffman became interested in meditation, metaphysics, hypnotism, Silva mind control. I don't know what that is. I should have looked that up. Didn't. And the writings of Edgar Cayce.
Who dat?
No idea.
Okay.
Sounded like it. That's it.
Some guy.
Yes.
Cool. So then she attracted a number of followers in the late 1960s, and she incorporated her movement as a conscious development of body, mind, and soul in 1974, selling lessons and private consultations. Spoiler
60s,
alert.
70s, so easy to fool people.
I know.
Easy.
It's
People
crazy.
were so desperate to find a new thing to believe in.
It's so because they were like rejecting religion and being
Right.
like, oh, this lady seems cool.
Yeah.
But then they
that's a good point.
immediately latched on to
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Losers.
Kind of like something
Silva
going on
Mind
right now.
Control is a self-help and meditation program developed by Jose Silva. It claims to increase individuals' abilities through relaxation, development of higher brain function, and psychic abilities such as clairvoyance.
Okay.
Sounds
All right.
sick.
There was a
does
book.
sound sick.
There was a book that was popular, and I guess there were seminars and people like similar to how people like get obsessed with.
Tony
what's his name?
Robbins.
Tony Robbins.
Yeah, yeah.
People are like, "Oh my God, we're going to see Jose Silva talk at the Meadowlands or whatever." And-
Okay.
yeah.
At Coachella. Fuck yeah.
Silva sailed out the middle. 5
sick.
nights.
So what we're going to talk about during this podcast is we're going to say whether or not she was, this spiritual being or literally a fucking psychopathic serial killer.
Right.
It's one or the other.
She could have been a serial killer?
Yes.
So you're talking about a woman cult leader who
Yeah.
was also possibly a serial killer.
She probably drove too. She was
This
breaking
is one of our
barriers.
most progressive episodes. Good for her. I hope she's a serial killer.
We need more women serial killers.
We do. Yeah. Let the men have all the fun? I don't think so. I don't think so.
kill too.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
But I don't
right.
believe a woman being able to get that many people to follow her.
Listen.
But they're so shrill.
Oh,
She-
no,
She
but
was
maybe
a-
the followers were women.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
No,
no.
men followed her, right?
Both men and women.
Get the
Wow.
Together.
A bunch of
I told you it was a dude.
And let me tell you something. She was a dog. She wasn't exactly bringing
This
them
story
in
does
with
not
good
hold
looks.
on. It's early in the episode.
She wasn't hot?
No.
Let's see a
What?
photo.
Extremely unhot,
It's
actually.
already up. Everyone sees it.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Here's
I want to see
a
it.
blurry one of her, but there she is.
No.
right.
There's so many other pictures
yeah.
of her.
Was she was she at least funny or what, what was the
Oh,
story?
all right.
No.
No. Her?
I mean, that's a
That
huge.
chinless
No,
wonder?
obviously no.
This is later in life.
Oh,
right. She grew into
Yeah.
her
She's got
looks.
crazy eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, she's insane.
Or are they seer's eyes?
Maybe.
Possibly.
Possibly. So she started a jewelry business, incorporating it as CD Gems, and followers were instructed to buy expensive handmade jewelry that she would then turn into powerful protective gems.
Oh, she's just in it for the.
She's a
for the
businesswoman.
cash.
She's a businesswoman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Did
every
you say
Etsy
she's in it
account.
for the
Yeah,
gash?
that's true.
Oh my God! I was gonna say, Jesus, Ben.
You know how many girls I've hooked up with infused jewels?
Right. Or have like tinctures of like, yeah,
Yeah.
this fucking hibiscus seed is going to cure your dementia or whatever the fuck they say.
I'm still laughing. You being in it for the gash. Jesus. Whatever,
That's
Ben.
disgusting.
Ben, that is disgusting. And please
Ew,
be
Ben.
respectful.
Sorry, this subject is. I don't know what it brings out of me.
It gets them going.
So a little bit more about her. She claimed herself the reincarnation of Saint Teresa of Avila. I don't know who the fuck that is. Some religious person from the 1600s, I guess.
Yeah.
In her inner circle, waged war against these black lords on several planes of existence. So aiding them were God and 12 masters such as Jesus, who were only visible to Hoffman.
She saw Jesus.
According to her, yes.
Were there drugs involved?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
So they weren't even having fun?
They weren't even having fun.
They were playing make-believe without any assistance?
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, they're literally just playing a game.
She also taught her followers to avoid critical thoughts.
Right.
Good
Negative-
call.
Yeah. Good call.
Yes.
Negative energies, because they could prove fatal. If you're thinking critically, you're
She's
gonna
not
fucking
wrong.
die.
Yeah.
Okay.
She sounds like any modern
Is
politician.
this TikTok?
Yeah.
And death was not to be feared because the ultimate goal was rebirth in the spiritual realm. And she would tell a lot of her followers, she'd be like, "You're actually fucking,
Gonna be,
you're Billy Joel, or you're whatever, like a celebrity
That's
that died."
crazy.
And
Max
Joel-
always wanted to be the
That is
piano man
wild.
himself. Pointing to Max and saying Billy Joel.
I'm Billy Joel.
You're Selena. You're, whatever.
I mean, the Billy
I
Joel
want to get shot when
You're
I'm like,
Selena. Billy Joel makes sense for me. I famously drunk drive all the time. It's no, I don't. I'm kidding. That's Billy Joel. He'll drive right into your house.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's
Good
so
bit.
funny.
Yeah.
In Long Island,
Yeah.
of all places. Okay.
On Long Island.
On Long Island.
You. People love correcting you on that.
They do.
Mm.
Yeah. That. Yeah.
All right, please.
Okay, anyway, so
I don't know, I got really sad.
They do. They do.
They do. People.
do.
People these days. Yeah.
she would also claim that she could travel outside of her body, communicate with the dead, and protect her followers from auto accidents and cancer.
Oh,
Hey,
weird that we
Billy
just mentioned
Joel.
that.
Billy
Yeah.
Joel. Look at that. So, she's just spewing a bunch of weird stuff, having them buy her expensive jewelry, ripping people off,
Right.
controlling their minds, yada, yada, yada.
She's good.
Classic cult
She's pretty good. Yeah, so there's a few beliefs that I'll just detail right now. Death doesn't matter because, you get to be reborn.
Smart.
That's first one. Karma was taught as the idea that if bad things are happening to someone, it may be because they're just a bad person. So,
I don't know,
I
if
don't know
believe
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no.
Just luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also the thought too is that if you're having bad karma, maybe you're repenting for something in your past life, because she's all about rebirth. So she's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you
yeah,
were
yeah.
a fucking Nazi, and
In
now
the
you
last
have to
one. Yeah.
get cancer or whatever.
Jesus.
These are intense
You heard it here
examples.
first on We Were Had. You got cancer. You were a Nazi.
Alrighty, so the next one is one's non-physical body in the astral plane is ungoverned by the conscious person. Therefore, regardless of one's actual disposition or actions, they may still have an evil, non-physical body on the astral plane. So it could wreak havoc on innocent people's lives. And basically, this was essentially just for her to be like, if someone challenges her, to be like, oh, he's evil. Everyone's seen
Yeah,
this. He's
that's
evil.
great.
Let's get him.
Yeah.
This lady was thinking ahead.
Yeah, she's good.
She was really good.
She's really
I
good.
mean, she could have been. I mean, she had probably made a lot of money doing this. No,
Yeah, the gems.
Well,
the gems.
she certainly did make a lot of money on this.
All
I'll
right.
get to that in a little bit. Next one, paranoia was justified. So followers should distance themselves from outside influences, like
Right.
cut off their families and all
Right.
that kind of stuff. Fostering a sense of importance and mission among the followers. This belief also obviously encouraged isolation, blah, blah, blah. So you should be paranoid of other people.
I don't trust him.
No. Maybe I'm in this cult.
Yeah.
Maybe she's making a lot of sense, huh?
Maybe she's making a lot of sense.
Maybe she's making a lot of sense. I trust her.
We're only on page 2. we got time.
All right, I'm listening.
Baby, we got a stew. All right, so Terri's group would acquire a bizarre kind of notoriety when speculation circulated that her followers had a habit of dying shortly after willing all of their earthly possessions to her. Convenient.
Yeesh.
Ultimately, 10 people associated with the conscious development would be found dead between the years of 1977 and 1990.
Ooh. How many people overall were involved with
That's a
them?
great question. I have no idea.
Okay.
Hundreds.
Okay.
Hundreds.
So,
Not a bad percentage. Pretty,
yeah.
pretty good amount of them are actually winding up dead.
Better than
Right.
my Instagram reel liked view rate.
Why do you keep bringing it up?
I don't know. It's all I think about.
he's been checking his phone this whole time.
Oh,
No,
it's humiliating.
No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
If
Oh,
you're,
he's been
again, if you don't know what we're talking about, because
texting. That's bullshit.
Ben had a video that performed
That
very
you've-
well on
they've
Instagram.
seen it.
Well, you've seen it. It was
Yeah.
seen by the whole world, and not a lot of people liked it. And it's just
It's because
because
of the Facebook algorithm. It's very complicated. Okay.
just
Yeah.
write better punchlines. People will like it.
Well, maybe I can't do that, Max.
It's actually a wonderful joke. Go to Ben's profile. Give him a like. That's all I can think about.
So
That's all I can
that's all I think.
That's all I think about. He brought it up 3 times today.
Oh my God, so sad.
You know you can hide your likes.
Please now enjoy the clip.
We're gonna play it here. Comment below if you would have liked it if you saw it on Reels. And be honest.
Don't go and like it. Just comment if you know. Yeah.
If you saw it in the wild, would you have liked it? I liked it.
I can't believe how many people saw it and how few of them liked it.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
It's
I don't think it
insane.
has to do with Facebook.
It has to do with
People just don't
with
like
this
it.
man.
People are
here.
hate watching it.
They're hate watching.
They're hate watching.
Over and over.
Look at this idiot.
I'll take.
All right, she has a hard out here.
I do have a hard
and she has
out.
a lot of notes.
Lot of notes.
And she's having
I will
trouble.
put that subject aside. For
Okay, so it was
30
revealed
minutes.
that out of those 10 people, 2 told relatives that they suffered from terminal illnesses that was perpetuated by Terri. She was like, you have cancer. You got it. And autopsies revealed that they did not.
So, I mean, so how did they die then of the fake diseases?
She killed him.
She was poisoning people.
Some of them were
Do
being
you think?
poisoned. Some of them
Well-
were committed suicide. Some of them drowned. Like a lot of like very fishy. I'll get into some specifics on some of them.
Wait a second. Is this not just Hillary Clinton?
These numbers are not close.
A lot of parallels between this woman and Hillary Clinton. Okay, mostly sun. I'm just kidding.
Sounds pretty gutsy, if you know what I mean.
Oh, Jesus.
New show on Apple TV. Catch it.
That's right. Catch it. And here's a clip.
Today's episode brought to you by Gutsy.
So at least 4 bequeathed money and property totaling $500,000 directly to Terri.
$500K.
Yeah, and that was back in the fucking
70s.
70s and 80s, that was like actually like a lot of money.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
Now
I wouldn't
it's like-
piss on $500K.
I'd light it on fire.
Who wants to deal with the taxes?
Right, exactly. It's not even worth it.
It's a nightmare.
I light it on fire just to watch it burn.
The middle of the summer, I don't even need the heat. Okay. So Terri has simultaneously been described as possibly the most successful unprosecuted serial killer for profit in the history of Texas.
What a stat.
Oh, just
Yeah.
Texas. Okay. Yeah.
And a little cherub-faced lady, much more like someone's grandma than an evil cult leader. So Terry's supporters, she still had supporters at the time of her death, which was 2015, which is insane.
She just died?
Yes.
That is wild.
I know. They insist that her followers just left her the money and property as any devout member would of a traditional church.
To be fair,
Yeah.
You think?
how many people die and leave it all to the church? A lot of people do that.
Also, that's like standard
Why would you
cult
do that?
practice too. Like you join
Yeah.
the cult, they're like everything that is yours is now for the
Right.
cult.
Are cults legal? Can you be like,
Can you
I would like
call
to make an
yourself a
LLC
religion
for my
or something?
cult?
Yeah.
No, I don't think you could LLC a cult. That's when you have to become. That's the line between being like a cult and like an established religion.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
that's recognized by the government.
And not have to pay taxes.
Right. And I think
Yeah.
a cult is fine as long as there's nothing illegal going on.
Right, because at a certain point, you're just a little club. I mean, let's ask
Yeah.
a cult leader. Does anybody have the Instagram for the Pope? We could just send him a message. See what happens.
Probably's got one at this point. Yeah. Doesn't the Dalai Lama have something? Twitter, something like that.
Probably.
Yeah.
But
What's he,
anybody
what's he
can have Twitter.
tweeting?
Oh no, I mean, I don't know. Like,
Hey, everybody.
Be cool today. Hell yeah. Things aren't that big of a deal, man.
Yeah, get over it.
Get over it.
Be cool out there. That's so funny if the Dalai Lama was just like, hey, have a chill day, everybody.
Everybody just relax, okay?
Yeah, hey, just vibing.
he retweets it.
Yeah,
He's just like,
yeah.
I was really feeling this
Still
6 months
hits,
ago,
still
feeling it
hits.
again. Yeah, be cool.
Also, so people were like, well, maybe these deaths are just occupational hazards because obviously she's like a counselor for people. These people are coming to her from like the depths of despair. They're desperate fucking malleable
they're
human
not in good
souls.
places.
Right.
Yeah.
Did she have any prove any of her abilities? Did she ever do anything that, like, why were these people, like, willing to follow her?
That's a good question.
That's a great question, and not to my knowledge.
Okay.
Just convincing. I mean, some of these people are just, they've got a
I guess when you
magnetism.
have it.
You just got
That's it.
But I mean, that's the same thing with most cult leaders, right?
That's true, yeah. Well, Jared Leto brings people to that little island.
Yeah, we need to look into him.
We
because
need
what
to
is with the
look into
outfits?
that.
Rivka.
He was wonderful in
He
that
was
show.
so
He was really
entertaining. He was so
I got the first 45 minutes of Morbius the other night before I had to leave for the show.
Why would you watch that? Wasn't that supposed to be terrible?
Famously terrible.
Yeah.
And my roommate, Kathy, and we watched it like it was like a hate watch kind of thing.
Sure.
But boy, is it bad. It's just bad. He's terrible. He's terrible in it.
Okay, huh?
And they show his sick little body before he turns into a vampire. It's a terrible film.
Yeah.
Not on.
Anyway, he has a real cult, though, that he brings people to this island.
Yeah, he really does.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's absurd. But he doesn't need their money, so I guess it's fine.
Oh, he's just there for love.
Fucking him.
Oh, he's definitely fucking all of them.
Oh, yeah,
That
of
guy's
course.
a freak.
Yeah.
I wish him ill. Can I say that?
Okay.
I'm rooting against him.
All
I'm
right.
rooting against. I'll say it here. Jared Leto, I'm rooting against you. I'm not on
Wow.
your team.
Wow.
Quote me on that.
Unless you listen to the show, in which case.
Yeah. If you
Oh,
want-
that'd be so cool. Jared
Yeah,
Leto
that'd be
listens to our
sick.
show.
Imagine if he was a guest.
Oh,
I would be like, Jared, tell us what you're called.
But also, you suck.
Fuck you, Jared.
Requiem for a Dream was really important to me.
That double dildo scene really stuck with me as a kid.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen. Oh,
You
my
just
God.
gave away the end.
Spoiler alert in this episode.
Man, that seems rough.
So rough. Oof, my own.
It's a very upsetting movie.
Tell me there's a double-headed dildo scene. I believe you.
I think double-sided. I don't know.
Double-sided.
Yeah.
2 dildos, 2 girls together.
Dildo? Getting
butt to butt.
dildo?
Getting
Just
dildoed
'cause she just
Ass
needs-
to ass.
because she needs
Do you
drugs.
want us to say it any other way?
Get it through your skull, Max.
Okay.
2 dildos, 2 chicks. Okay. Other things that Terry started claiming, she said that she was able to levitate her body in bed, and no one ever saw that, and she couldn't do that in front of people.
She was invisible when I was looking.
Yep. Yep. And another thing she did, she had a son at some point in time, and he dislocated his thumb, and she wanted to heal him through meditation, so she refused to take him to the hospital.
Okay.
The thumb, spoiler alert, did not heal, did not go back in place.
He just blasted his life. He just...
Yeah, he just had
Yeah.
a fucked up thumb because she was like, well.
You were nuts.
Yeah.
And she was probably like, yeah, you deserve
You
this.
deserve
Well, you're evil.
You obviously deserve this. So, okay, so Terry had a first husband, this dude named John, and he called her a hack, basically, which is also what I say to Mark when I'm trying to hurt his feelings. But he went...
It's a very
Where it
common
hurts,
technique
you know?
in relationships. Yeah.
Aim low.
Thank you for revealing Mark's weak spots.
But anyway, so he was like, you're just borrowing from other ideologies. Like, you're a freaking...
Which she is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
this is all familiar.
So
Right, yeah. None of
they
this is
started
new.
to have some marital issues. And apparently he was working as a truck driver. He was only making about $100 per week as a truck driver. And Terry
Needs
was
the
receiving
gems.
donations from her followers for like 50 to 100 for 1 hour of consultation. So the power dynamics were like way out of whack.
He should just be a stay-at-home dad. Take care of the thumb kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So in congruence with the growing financial support, John felt that her followers were becoming increasingly delusional. And he was like expressing some skepticism because, you know,
It's weird.
it's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
It's fair.
We all love a good scam, but sometimes you take it too far.
Yeah.
So December of 1970, Terry filed for divorce, telling others that the breakup was due to John's impending spiritual growth, that he couldn't get it together spiritually. So she was like, we got to go. And she got custody of the child, which is insane because he had a thumb flopping
Yeah.
around.
Famously because of her.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
the other guy was making $12 a year, so I like.
And this is definitely a time where like the woman would always get custody, right?
I guess,
Heck
yeah.
yeah,
The
that's so-
70s. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but like always.
Oh, always.
Like,
always.
Even if it's a notorious cult leader that has let his thumb
Yeah.
fall off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she
But that's his
also
mom.
she also got his Mustang, an assortment of his stocks, a shotgun, and a rifle and a pistol.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Cool.
everything I had.
And that's all I
She
That's
got
all
it.
I ever owned.
So 4 months after the divorce, Terry already had a new husband, and it was some 20-year-old dude
Wow.
named Glenn Scott. So at this time, she's 33, and she's a mother of 3 at the time.
Oh.
So,
Was he in the cult?
yes. So he dropped out of school after wedding Terri to be a part of the cult.
Good call.
Oh no.
And, spoiler alert, his family wasn't very pumped about that.
Sure.
Right.
Obviously. And he had some drug issues in the past.
Of course.
Blah, blah, blah. So his mother testified that Glenn expressed he wanted out of the conscious development cult and his marriage to Terri near the end of 1976. Terri filed for divorce November of 1976, and both parties agreed to expedite the process amicably. On February 1st, 1977, which was only 6 days after the divorce was granted, Glenn was found deceased in a cabin.
Whoa.
No.
Yeah.
How?
Authorities said that he died of a drug overdose, but then it was and it was considered an ambiguous suicide. It was like maybe, yeah,
So she killed him.
she killed him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yikes.
It's not good.
That's not great.
Not
How
great.
do these people not get prosecuted ever?
There isn't enough evidence to tie her to it. I think now there might be if they're like with more like forensic stuff, but it just didn't get searched back into.
I say it a lot, but back in the day, if you got caught killing someone, you're stupid.
You have
Yeah.
to be
You're
in
stupid.
the middle of killing
You
them.
have to be killing them. And even
Yeah.
then, you're like, she fell into it.
There's no way. Yeah.
So February 2nd, the very next day, Terri found a note in her safe. Imagine that.
Okay.
And it was left there by Glenn the day
Right.
before.
Wow.
And it said, I, Glenn Cooley, give to Terri Cooley, at the time her name was Cooley, all of my property, both personal and real.
But what did he have?
Well, this includes 2 boats,
Oh.
a Buick,
Hey.
all jewelry and
I feel like I got it.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
all furnishings for the house on, it gave the exact road, and all cash. I ask that this last will of mine not be contested by anyone in any way for any reason. Last but not least, I give all my love to my friends and family. As an explanation for all of this, I can't really say what it is because of, but I can say what it is not because of, and it's not because of my divorce with Terri.
Oh my God. That's landed on
And,
thick.
like,
That is
and
so-
the police were like, well, this
Well, this
checks out.
so it's perfect. It was signed Terry.
No, Terry
She crossed out her own name, and it's like Glenn. Dots it with a heart. Like,
Can you fucking believe that shit?
That's so funny. That last part is so
that
funny.
is.
No, not funny, but
it's
whatever
probably
it is.
largely because she is a harmless looking woman with like, and just like a round innocent woman. So
Yeah.
she's like, listen,
Right.
he wanted me to have it.
He wanted me to have it.
He wanted
People
me-
play
Yeah.
the cards they're dealt, you know?
2 boats.
2 boats and a Buick. No
And a
less.
Buick. Yeah.
For 20 years old, where'd he get all those assets?
That was what I
He
was
probably came
confused
from
about.
money.
Guess so.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh,
it was
she
a
probably
different time.
she probably strategically
Buicks were like
married
10.
him for that.
yeah.
Right. I mean, the other guy had a Mustang and all that other stuff, and he was making
Yeah.
$100 a week.
Yeah, that's true.
Boy, money was make believe before inflation.
I know,
huh?
right? It's crazy. People just buying houses for $67.
Oh, must be nice. Meanwhile,
nice.
you're lighting up $500,000.
Just walking away, not even looking at it first.
Yeah. She doesn't need to see it.
Not even taking an Instagram. Nothing. All right, so Terry's like going around. Everyone's like, "Oh, that's so sad. He died," or whatever. And she's like, "It is verification that there were powerful metaphysical forces working against them." And she's like, "It's the Black Lords. The Black Lords killed him. Wasn't me. Certainly not me."
Any racially motivated reasoning why they're calling them the Black Lords? Was
I
she
don't think
also
so.
racist? Hopefully not. That'd be
Probably.
a fun cherry on top if she was
Yeah,
also
right.
super racist.
So shortly after Glenn's passing, she began endorsing the practice of bloodletting.
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 So
She
the blood
is-
needs to let.
She is a hack. She
Yeah.
really hasn't come
She's
up with
doing
anything
all the hits.
original.
Yeah.
No. So members of conscious development believed that the Black Lords had the power to poison their blood. So they needed to have their blood taken out of themselves to drain the poison out.
Oh.
So a member got several syringes and just sterilized them and took blood out of whoever felt like they needed to have their blood let.
I don't like that. So they
That's
would just
gross.
like take out some blood?
Yeah, they just like took out some blood, I guess. So
I mean, my problem with this is that it's like somebody just started a cult after reading some books about other cults,
right.
and these fuckers just believe them. But I have no sympathy for anybody involved.
But isn't that like all kind of cults are like that? They're all like a hodgepodge.
Well,
Right.
it's, you know what it is you've taken reality out of the equation. You've made up all the truth. So anything can be explained by you. But that's also how all religion has started. So
Yeah.
God bless. Nothing's real.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
No, nothing's real. But the bloodletting, people were like, okay, what the fuck is happening here? So
It's getting weird.
It's
Yeah.
getting weird. So a lot of people left, but the people that stayed were like hardcore.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Terry's the
into it.
fucking
There's
god.
a psychological
man.
thing where it's like you double down rather than admitting
Right.
because like when you realize like that you have to make a choice mentally, it's like you
Like
either
a
like
sunk cost
yeah, it's a
thing?
sunk cost kind
Yeah.
of thing, or there's a term for it. It's like you're just doubling down because it's like otherwise you have to admit that you got fooled by this
Cognitive
charlatan.
dissonance?
That
Does
might
that
be
sound
it, I
right?
think, yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, I like he's pretending like maybe that's the term for it.
I don't. Perchance.
All right. So
It might not be. It legitimately might be wrong.
That
Yeah.
does sound right. That sounds
Yeah.
right. That sounds
I have
right.
another murder to talk about.
Another murder?
Another murder. Or accident, depending on what you want to think about it. So this lady named Sandy Cleaver started coming around, and she was described by friends and family as sheltered and naive. And she was always searching for like spirituality, whatever, blah, blah. So she found Terry and she was like, oh, this is it. So she divorces her husband 1 month after Terry divorced her husband. So she was like, well, I got to do what she's going to do, I guess. So Sandy would also use the same exact justification as Terry and claimed that her husband and father of her daughter was blocking her spiritual development.
Okay.
So, okay. Sandy's ex-husband would later claim that he allowed her custody of their 7-year-old at the time daughter, Devereaux, because he feared that with Sandy's belief in reincarnation, she would kill Devereaux.
No.
Yeah.
So he lets her keep her so that she doesn't kill her?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
That's deep.
Listen, the government needs to get involved.
Yeah, at a
something's
certain
gotta
point.
happen.
Jesus Christ.
So Sandy starts to believe that there was evil spirits in her daughter, Devereaux. So
The complicated portion of it is that all these the cult followers are all willingly doing it. So
Yeah.
it's like it's tough.
legally.
Like legally, like what are you supposed to do if they're all like, no, I want to do this?
Yeah, it's all,
Yeah,
and it's also
exactly.
all internal, right? I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
it's all in their world or whatever.
Yeah, it's really weird. But Terry also was like, yep, that girl, she's trouble. She's trouble. She goes, she was a great, powerful, negative being. And the
Who,
girl's like,
Devereaux?
yeah, 7-year-old.
The 7-year-old?
yeah.
Okay.
Former Nazi.
If you're a reformer, Nazi, it doesn't matter what age you
Previously
are.
a Nazi hiding in Brazil.
So fast forward a few more years, I think Devereaux's like around the age of 14 or something like that. And they go to one of these cult meetings. They had a cult.
Devereaux is an evil name. I'll say it.
Okay, yeah, it's not great. But
Dev. It's got
Yeah.
Dev, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so they go to this cult meeting in Hawaii.
Dev, I say.
They went to the cult meeting. Go ahead, man.
Yeah.
They're in Hawaii. Sandy, the mom, and Devereaux swim out to a lagoon, and according to Sandy, a wave knocked them off their raft, and then another wave knocked them apart. So Sandy was rescued, and she was cut, bruised, and in shock, and Devereaux was unfortunately found dead.
Oh, God.
What?
Yeah.
So the daughter ended up dying.
The daughter ended up dying. So while on their way to Hawaii, and before her death had been confirmed, Devereaux's father, Chuck, received a phone call from one of Terry's followers to serve notice that she had a document that Chuck needed to see. The group wanted to make Chuck aware that Devereaux had left a will. The 14-year-old girl.
14-year-old.
Yeah. She left her...
Buick, her 2 boats.
she left her rock collection.
No.
And her basketball, along with a $12,500 trust fund.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
So Chuck was stunned, obviously. He's like, what the fuck is happening? And but then Terry, it was like sprinkled with also like really concise legal language. It was like, I give, devise, and bequeath all of my property, including rights, titles, So it was like, really, did a 14-year-old write this? I don't think so.
Yeah, she bequeathed it.
Yeah, bequeath
Yeah.
is a big word.
So I don't know if her mom killed her intentionally or like what.
Was it just the two of them? Mm-hmm. Sandy.
Sandy. Well,
fucked up.
Sandy gets hers.
Good.
Okay. She gets hers. Okay. So after the drama about Devereaux's untimely death and her super questionable will, obviously, it seemed to former friends and relatives that that Sandy had virtually no one else to turn to, and she became further engrossed in the conscious development's teaching and beliefs. So Terri was also claiming that she could communicate with the dead, including Glenn and Devereaux. So now she's like latching even further into Terri, this manipulative psycho. So December of 1979, Sandy had called off her wedding, isolated herself from friends and family, and given all of her worldly goods to Terri, including her house, artwork, silver. Sandy had also taken out a $300,000 life insurance policy, which was payable to Terri. And yeah, so everything she had was given to Terri. So later that year, Sandy and this other lady, Louise, traveled to Colorado Springs to see some land that Terri and Don had just bought in the mountains. And then essentially they got in a crazy car accident. Their vehicle was found the next day. It had gone off a cliff, but there was no tire marks. So like you would think that if you're about to fly off a fucking cliff that you would screech on the brakes, and they didn't. So it's speculated that they did it intentionally.
They drove off a cliff.
Yeah, because remember, if you're part of this group, you think that if you die, then
it's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal. You
Yeah.
just get reincarnated.
I'll come
Who
right
cares?
back.
Come right
Come
back.
right back.
As
I'll be
fucking
back.
Billie Holiday or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
If I drive off this cliff, I won't come back as a Nazi.
That's science. You can't argue with science.
All right, last one I'll say because I got a heart out. Okay, so
Okay. End it strong.
this lady, Robin Ottstadt. So she was described as a well-educated school counselor, and she had previously written curriculum for troubled teens. Blah, blah, blah. So when she found Terri Hoffman in 1974, she was dominated by Terry's teachings.
Ugh.
I know. So after Sandy Cleaver's mysterious death, Robin testified as a character witness for Terri in the following trial. And Robin ostensibly took Sandy's well-worn place within their tight-knit group. So now she's like Terry's right-hand man. She was a devout follower, yada, yada, yada. Basically was like obsessed with Terri like everybody else was. So in 1986, Robin was in this bizarre love affair with a supernatural patriot named George Jeffrey.
Supernatural patriot?
A patriot.
What do
So
you
he-
mean?
That's what I don't know.
Like he's an old-timey American Revolution ghost that she's fucking?
Oh.
I guess.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
she's
pretty
losing
cool.
her goddamn mind. So
Yeah.
she recounts dates,
Or
trips,
she's
Yeah, the guy's
fucking
packing
Sam
a
Adams.
mustard. Yeah.
and conversations with an invisible CIA agent.
Oh, that's not as good.
That's tough.
So
Yeah.
George was dematerialized, was a dematerialized government agent whom Terri claimed to be training
Dematerialized.
and using her powers to protect.
Okay.
Cool.
The CIA agent.
Yeah.
Okay.
So by the end of 1986, this lady Robin, she was convinced that her non-physical bodies, astral, mental, and physical, had began to attack herself and others. So she was convinced that she had a bunch of ailments and misfortunes, and she was like, whatever. So she had she was convinced that she had terminal viral hepatitis, and it came from a banana peel.
Obviously.
Obviously, that's what Terri told
Did
her.
she even have it?
No.
Oh.
The banana?
So
The banana? She never even ate a banana.
She never even ate the banana.
she had a very puzzled ex-husband who set up a doctor's appointment for Robin and insisted that she had her blood test performed. Later that week, it was confirmed that she didn't have them, and later that day, she ended up killing herself.
What?
Yeah.
How did she die?
Gunshot wound.
Oh.
Right next to her will? Her newly printed
Yeah,
will?
Yes.
well.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Well, she did give all of her Colorado land, her jewelry, writings, personal files, figurines, clothes, and bedroom furniture to Terri Hoffman.
Not the figurines.
It was a will created 2 months before her death.
Right.
Crazy.
How crazy.
I mean, at
woman's
yeah,
a
like,
she
certain
was-
point. Well, wouldn't it be cool if she actually did have superpowers and she was just killing people like from far away? Like she's just levitating in her bed and just like made them drive off a cliff. That's cool.
I mean, I guess that's cool.
It's way cooler than just shooting somebody in the head.
Yes, it's cooler than that. Yes.
So Terri was never able to be linked specifically to all of these. It's just like very loose, like never like in the court of law.
How come you can't just shut it down? If this many people are dying, it's clearly bad for the public.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, also, like, it kind of reminds me, I don't know if you guys know Teal Swan. Have you heard this story?
No.
It's like a new age. So she's like a very popular on YouTube, and she's psycho. So she has all these followers that think, like, basically if someone's like, oh, I have suicidal thoughts. She's like, maybe you should just do it.
No.
What?
Yeah. There's been a bunch of like documentaries about her. It's crazy.
And she's still
on
allowed to
YouTube
have
now.
a YouTube?
Yeah.
She hasn't been deplatformed.
No. Not that I know of. She should be. It's insane.
That's
Jesus
awful.
Christ.
Yeah. So a bunch of people have
Killed
gone through with
themselves.
it. Yeah.
Because she was like, go for it.
She's like the anti-suicide hotline.
That's funny.
Or the fucking that's funny.
That's hilarious.
Or the girl in Massachusetts who did that to her boyfriend, but she got manslaughter.
Oh, yeah, she got manslaughter.
Okay.
She kept texting me like, just do it. You
Yeah,
keep talking
so
about it. Just do it.
weird.
That was really
That was
upsetting.
Is
really
this
story.
funny.
YouTube
Crazy.
person like responding to people directly, or she's just like, if you're the kind of person who da da da?
I don't know. I'm not one of her followers.
I might have to follow.
Yeah, that's such a stupid concept for a video series. What was her name again?
Teal. So, a lot of her followers still don't think she has anything to do with these deaths. So, by the way, there's more. They're kind of like
Similar.
redundant, and I have to go.
Since her death, has anybody kept it going?
No, I don't know.
What
Actually,
do her kids do?
these are good. I'll come back with
She's
these.
a bit of a Black Widow.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, there was a lot of lawsuits against her. Obviously, a lot of like family members claimed that she was responsible for wrongful deaths, and they accused her of hypnosis and mind control to seize assets of followers and then somehow cause them to suffer fatal accidents or commit suicide, which is insane.
That's sick.
And I think true.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like yes.
Yeah. So crazy. So the murders didn't end up taking her down. What ended up taking her down was bankruptcy.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
She spent
Wow.
16 months in the clink.
16
For
months in the clink.
bankruptcy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she was
Or for
sentenced,
money
I think
stuff?
she was sentenced to, or she was potentially facing 50 years of jail, and she only went for 16 months.
How did she go bankrupt if she had everybody's money?
No, it was fraud. It was like bankruptcy fraud.
she wasn't.
She's been
Yeah.
working the system, you know.
She hadn't
been
these-
paying taxes,
all these
go
fucking
figure.
wills, the bankruptcy, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's crazy.
That's so interesting when someone that bad goes for something
Yeah.
like Al Capone,
Her and
right? Is the
Capone.
famous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same
Oh, yeah.
kind of thing.
Tax evasion.
That's how they got OJ.
Oh yeah. What was it like?
They like
what was
hit
he
him
doing?
with like some weird like he like stole back his
Memorabilia.
memorabilia
Yeah,
or something,
yeah.
and then
Well, that wasn't tax evasion. He broke into like somebody's
Yeah,
Vegas
but he
hotel
would like
room.
pointed
Right,
a gun
I
at your
don't-
fucking
yeah.
head, didn't he?
I think,
That was
but
like breaking
but
and
didn't they
entering.
like overcharge him as like a fuck
to
you?
compensate.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
I
also
don't
got railed in the civil court after the. He got like he hasn't like apparently paid any of that to
Oh, wow.
the Brown family.
Disaster.
After the murders. he
Yeah.
After literally
He got
decapitating.
lambasted in civil court.
Wow. He's the real victim.
What's up, Twitter world?
Those videos are insane.
Gotta love that.
That's
But he
insane.
did murder someone.
So she died in October 31st. Whoa.
Spooky.
Of 2015.
In prison or?
No.
No.
She got out.
She got out.
Yeah,
Bitch.
she was just chilling. This fucking psycho bitch. And the last part of her obituary says, so our leader has left us on the physio-astral, but nevertheless still exists on other levels until we meet again. It's like, you guys, give it up.
Guys, it's so. You know what? She's dead. Grow
She's
up.
dead.
Get a
Grow
new
up.
leader.
Who did she leave all this stuff in her will to?
That's a good question.
To me.
To me,
Yeah.
in my next life.
That's the twist. It was
Just
to
hold
me.
it for me. I'll be back.
Anyway, I think we've been had, but not really. She definitely
No.
did that.
I think
She definitely did all of those things. And
Yeah.
I don't think she had a single one of those abilities.
No, she's the worst person that's ever lived. One of the worst.
Wow.
Well-
It's Hitler.
That's yeah.
I mean,
Was she reincarnated Hitler?
Maybe.
I don't know if the dates line
No.
He
up.
would have
Oh,
gone
she was in the
bigger.
30s.
He would have gone bigger.
She was born in the 30s. He would have gone bigger.
You
Yeah.
mean he's reincarnated as someone even worse?
Yeah.
Who do you
Oh no,
think-
but wait, he wouldn't be reincarnated as someone bad. He'd be reincarnated as someone who has bad luck.
Yeah.
Who has
Okay.
really bad luck?
Really bad luck. Mike.
Yeah, I was. Mike.
Well, that makes sense. you don't have bad luck.
I don't have bad luck
You were
at
born
all.
on Hitler's birthday, though.
I was born on Hitler's birthday.
Oh, that would
is
make
true.
sense.
Yeah.
Reincarnation.
Yeah. Ooh, bring back Hitler as a Jew, and that's like his worst nightmare.
This is my nightmare.
All right, we were had.
See ya.
Like and subscribe.
Join our cult.
Bye.